Another dozen wickets fell on the second day of the LV County Championship match between Glamorgan and Kent at the Swalex Stadium in Cardiff, with the home side possibly just moving ahead thanks to yet another fifer from Michael Hogan. Kent resumed their first innings on the second morning on 102 for 5 in reply to Glamorgan's 158, and Daniel Bell-Drummond soon advanced from his overnight 41 to a 111 ball 50, just the sixth of his first-class career, which is now into its 26th match. His innings stood out from the rest on what had hitherto been a troublesome pitch for batting on. Bell-Drummond and the night watchman Adam Riley had advanced the total along by 34 runs before Michael Reid slipped a ball through the latter's gate after he'd contributed 18. It was that kind of day, with many a partnership getting a start, only to be ended before it became anything too meaningful. Bell-Drummond and Geraint Jones added 23, only for Jones to fail to get over a shot off Raoji Smith, which he planted into the hands of Ben Wright in the covers. Bell-Drummond had stuck it out for 4 hours when he was the latest to be stuck in the crease by Hogan, who now had 4 wickets in the innings. Bell-Drummond was out for a fine 78 at 171 for 8. The lead of 13 hadn't been added to when Hogan struck again 2 balls later to grab his 4th 5-wicket haul of the campaign, Mark Davis becoming his 60th victim. And his 61st arrived in his next over as last man Charlie Shrek edged behind. Hogan had 6 for 65 as Kent were all out for 175 for a lead of just 17. Yet before that had been knocked off, Glamorgan had lost 2 of their second innings wickets. Will Bragg was LBW to Davis for 11. And 2 balls later, Murray Goodwin followed Bragg back to the pavilion after edging the same bowler behind before he'd scored, Jones taking a very good catch to complete the dismissal. So it was left to Chris Cook and Gareth Rees to turn the tide in the afternoon. In a low-scoring contest, any partnership of substance can be so crucial, and that may turn out to be the case here, as this pair stayed together for 20 overs in which they, of course, took their side into the lead and then carried that advantage to 65. Kent were just missing someone with the skills of Hogan, having said farewell to Matt Coles and a temporary goodbye to Mitchell Claydon, who'd returned north to help out Durham's injury crisis. Rees utilised his pull shot effectively and also went after the off-spinner Riley, who he struck for 6. But the problem remained that no batsman ever felt completely in on this pitch, and after making 35, Cook lobbed a simple catch off Riley to Bell-Drummond at short leg. Wright had dealt with this surface as well as anyone on the opening day when he made 55, and he again played some pleasing shots in adding 40 more runs to that lead, taking it to 105 with Rees, who just completed his 50 when he edged a confident-looking drive off Callum Haggart behind. Another 30-plus partnership was then added for the 5th wicket, as Wright and Jim Allenby were 2 more batsmen who made a steady enough start to their innings. They took the total to 155, only for Wright on 37 this time to go leg before to Haggart with a lead on 138. Allenby doesn't go through too many innings without clearing the boundary rope. He did that here as he moved on to 29. But he too failed to go on as he tried to repeat that shot off Riley to find Haggart in the deep instead. Mark Wallace also made 29. He was the 12th man out in the day with an edge behind off Shrek. But the lead was moved beyond 200 by Dean Kosker and Smith, who saw out the final half an hour of another fascinating day's play, even if the game itself has little riding on it. These 2 put on 33, which means if the rest of this day is anything to go by, one of them will be out first thing on Thursday. Glamorgan, of course, will hope not. They will go again on 237 for 7, with Kosker on 17 and debutant Smith on 20. That puts them 220 runs ahead, with plenty still to play for.